Hello everyone. I am here today with a little bit of a different video. This is not a process video. It's not a flip through. It's a gathering stuff video. Um, if you've watched my channel at all, you know that all of the scrapping that I feature here is related to travel in some way. So what I wanted to do today was show you how I gather up stuff when I'm prepping an album. And in this case, it's going to be from my trip that I just took to New York. I just went for a long weekend. I went Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So I just kind of wanted to show like what I do right when I come back, because my problem is that if I wait too long to look at stuff or download my pictures after I'm back, it's not that I lose enthusiasm for it, but I forget everything that I took. And if I just take all the stuff that I gathered and drop it in a bag and don't look at it, I don't even remember what I had. So what I do is when I travel, I use Ziploc baggies, or like gallon size, or I will use a manila envelope or something similar, and I drop things in there by day so that when I come home, everything is sorted by day. So this is my stuff from day one, and predominantly I really only have stuff from day 1 and 2, because day 3 all I did really was get up, I walked around the city a little bit, I took some random shots, and I went to the airport. So that's all I really did that day. So most of my stuff, is from day 1 and 2. So I'm gonna start with that so you can kind of see what I save, and then by day how I'm going to store them, and then how it fits in with my plan for my album. So my plan that I have for this one is it will be a 6x8 pocket page. Now, I'm sure if you're looking at this is bigger than 6x8, but I love that it has the name of the gallery on it. And so I may cut this out somehow, or just trim down the sides or something and then insert it. I'm not sure, but I love the fact that it's a brown paper bag, which is kind of cool. So you get some texture in there, and then it has the gallery name on it. And then I'm somebody that tends to keep receipts. So this is the receipt from the hostel where I stayed. So I did keep that. And then these are from the gallery where the bag is also from, the new gallery. Their biggest painting that's there is Adele Bloch-Bauer 1, also known as the Woman in Gold. So that was one of the priorities of my trip, was to see that. Because I've really read up on some history and things of it the past couple of years, and so I wanted to make sure that I got to the gallery to see that, and I did. So I bought myself a bookmark. I may actually use it for reading, I'm not sure, but I figured I could also potentially work that in to my album. Somehow it's on a nice thick cardstock, and it does have the gallery name on the back. So if I put it in a page protector with nothing on the other side, or figured out a creative way to do that, you'd be able to see this through the back. So we'll see. But then I also have the postcard, just in case. So this may get cut out somehow, or it may drop in somewhere. I'm not sure, but I kept both. We'll see what I do with them. I also tend to keep paper boarding passes if I have one. I'll either do this or I'll screenshot it if I have a mobile one, which is what I did on the way home, because I didn't have a printer available. So I keep those, and I just black out this part usually, or put something over it. So I kept that. I got lots of little stuff from the gallery here. So this is, if you purchase anything, they drop this in your bag, and it's just a nice cardstock little thing here, and then it has their Instagram info. So I don't know that I would use that, but this would be cool to put on a card or something. I don't know, but I'll make use of it. And then when you pay, you get this little pin. So I have to put that in there somewhere. I could just put some glue dots on it or something and stick it on there somewhere, but I thought that was pretty cool, so I have to save it. And then these are just the brochures that they had, because this is pretty much their main attraction, and it's always on view. They have a special thing about it here with their visitor info. And then, there we go. And then this was their special exhibit at the time. So I took a brochure on that as well. This was just, when I came out of this gallery, the train that I intended to take back, which was the C train, was not running at the time because something had happened right near the stop I needed. Something happened on the tracks, and so the train wasn't going to run for like another 40 minutes. So there were workers handing out these tickets or passes so that you could take the bus for free down about a mile or so and then catch a different train And so I used this when I got on the bus, but the driver said, oh, just keep it in case, you know, you get off and need to get back on again for some reason. So I didn't even end up having to give it to them. So I thought, well, heck, I'm keeping it. More receipts from stuff that I bought. This was the admission to get into the gallery. Oh, here's another one. So this is actually the stuff that I bought there. I bought a journal for a friend and that bookmark and postcards and stuff. And then this one was the pub that I went to after I got back into the area by my hostel. I went out to eat and write in my journal. So I kept that. Card from the hostel where I stayed. This was actually just in a bin at the hostel. I didn't actually use it because I know my way around fairly well. I've been to New York before, and I have a transit app that I use on my phone for figuring out which subway lines I can take and where to pick them up and all that. So I didn't really need this, but I thought maybe there's, you know, something in here that I could cut apart and use, or maybe just drop it in by itself. So I did take that. And then I just happened to grab this because when you leave JFK, if you're going to take the subway, the only way out really is to take the air train, which takes you out to a bigger stop, and then you can switch from there to the subway or the bus or whatever it is you're going to do. So I just took one of these little brochures because it shows how it goes on a loop all around the terminals in JFK and then out to your other options. So that was all the stuff that I had from day one. So this is all stuff that I have together for day two. Now, some of this, as you can tell, isn't memorabilia that I picked up from that day. Some of it is things I'm planning to use. I already know I have it, so I'm going to use it for those particular things. So one of the things I did on day two was I went to see Puffs. It's a play that's somewhat Harry Potter related. It's not about Harry. It's about the Hufflepuff house and what was going on with all the people in that house at the same time that Harry was there. It's a comedy. It was very funny. So I had some Harry Potter stuff already. So I picked out a lot of the Hufflepuff themed items that I can use. This is just a sticker. It says wizards. That's because one of the characters, Leanne, constantly says, but we're wizards. She's just so excited that they're all wizards and witches. So I took that. I have a little wax seal. That's the Hufflepuff symbol. I had some cards from some digital Harry Potter sets that I bought. Interestingly, the sign for Puffs, where my picture was taken in front of it, is actually kind of like this color, gold here, and a green. Why they did that, I don't know, because that's not the Hufflepuff colors. It's sort of yellow and black. But I thought, well, that would work. I could put my little picture in there or something that says Puffs, or I don't know, but I can always reprint it too, because I do have other Harry Potter things I need to scrap, but I can reprint. This one is just a bunch of spells, but it does have that green, so I thought maybe I could make that work. This one is from a different Harry Potter set, and it's kind of odd that it's purple, but it works because the opening scene of the play is lit with purple lights. And I was able to sneak a couple shots of that before it started. Shh, don't tell anyone. So I thought, well, that purple would probably work. So I pulled that one. Some Hufflepuff themed stickers. Just a little lamp thing, because they did have some lamps and lights hung on the stage. These are just random stickers from a Harry Potter pack or wizard related pack that I bought. So I don't expect that I'll use all of these, but I'll use some, particularly this one that says "You're joking." They say that several times in the play as well, and it is a comedy. This is, again, some Hufflepuff themed paper. It has the H there. The black and yellow is accurate. This maroon, not sure if I really want that in there, but it'll have to do. And then I went shopping at a place called Paper Presentation on day two. That was actually the first thing I did on Sunday morning. And I bought this pack of stickers in there that are all New York related. So I have to have these in there to use. These are just some 6x8 pockets that you can insert, because I figure my receipts can go in there and some of those other little items I have. My pictures have a lot of bold colors in them, so I think, you know, some of these might work. Will they all work? I don't know. We'll see. But I thought I'm going to throw them in with my stuff just in case. After the play was over, I did some shopping in their gift shop. This is a set of trading cards for the characters that were in the play. They're very well sized to the pockets. A little bit smaller than 3x4, I believe. But I can, put something as a background behind them, or just drop them in as is and kind of let them be free floating in there. I don't know, but I like them. And then each one has info on the back that's actually written by the playwright. So I haven't read them all yet, but I'm sure they're pretty funny. So I'm going to work those in. Oops, something else from Puffs here. They had these pins on sale. Now, the only bummer about this is they are actually pin backs. So I will either have to remove that or get very creative with how I get them into the album, in the pockets. But I will find a way. One of the other things that I really wanted to do on day 2 was go to MoMA. So I have just random stuff that I grabbed that says MoMA. And I just like the colors here. So I grabbed it. This is just kind of their floor plan. This is the bag. Again, I like the bag because it has the name on it. So I might work that in somehow. This was from the Christmas fair that we went to later. I bought a friend an ornament, so that's the receipt for that. This is my receipt from paper presentation. So you can see I was very good. I only spent $17.68. With everything they had in that store, that's pretty darn good that I made it out of there under 20 bucks. This is my ticket from Puffs. I was able to get a discount through the Gold Star program online, so we only paid $27 for these tickets, and we had good seats. So that's awesome. The only problem here is blue. Like nothing else in the pictures I have from the play is blue. So I'm not sure. I might have to turn that black and white or get really creative. This is my Metro card that I used to get all over the city. Took the subway a lot. It was either walking or the subway. So that was my Metro card. And I think there's actually like $1.75 left on here or something. But oh well, it's going in my book. Obviously the playbill and booklet from Puffs. I probably will end up taking off the cover and maybe cutting out some things that are in here. I'm not sure, but definitely I'll be using this because I want that. And before I do it, I will scan it just so I have another copy, because this isn't archival safe, obviously, but I do like to use the real thing if I can, but I will scan it for sure. Just another receipt from MoMA for the stuff that I bought in there. And then these are some of the items that I bought at paper presentation. I loved this paper. And yes, I can get sparkly paper at home sometimes, but this feels different. It's hard to, describe it, but it's very thin, but it's sturdy, and it feels really nice for an album because it's not super bulky. So I had to buy it, and I think I paid $1 a sheet for this, and I was totally fine with that, just because the sparkles on it are so lovely, and it is good quality but yet thin. And then I bought this one because it made me think of some of the subway tiles that they have, since they do so many mosaics and different things in their subways. I thought I could make that work, or for Grand Central Station, because it's a lot of gold in there, and I thought maybe that would work. And then similar idea with this paper. This is not gold foiled or anything, but the design makes me think of some of the subways and the Art Deco things that they have around the city. So I bought that, and I think this was maybe 75 cents. I don't know. And then this was on clearance for 50 cents. And I love this because, of course, it was early December. They have all of their holiday decorations up. So I figured this would work somehow to maybe put over the top of a photo that's really busy to kind of mute it, or use it as the background as a pocket card, drop it in a full 6x8 pocket and do something with it. I don't know, but I loved all the random polka dots. It's not an even pattern, which I love. So I bought all this stuff, or picked it up along the way, to use mostly for day 2. And lastly, I wanted to show just some pocket cards that I've pre-selected, and then some embellishments. So again, I try to think about what would go with the pictures that I took and the things that I did. So there's a lot of different things in here. Come on. So I have little geotags. Enjoy the journey. I thought that might work for like subway rides and things. Hashtag this old chipboard dollar symbol. I thought that might work for some of those receipts that I had. I also know there's a picture of the guest check that I got in the pub. They don't use electronics there. Amazing, since it's New York City. They actually gave me a paper guest check that they left at my table for my bill. So I took a picture of it. They wouldn't let me keep it. But I took a picture of it, so I thought maybe, I could put that with the receipt or next to it in the pocket. I don't know. So I have some random ticket things, more geotags. These say train ticket, so I thought maybe for the subway. There's a lot of bright pictures in there, and I know I have some pink, so I put that in there. And then these houses I actually had planned to use for my trip to Amsterdam. Since I did not end up going on that trip, I still had these, and I thought, well, I have some pictures of the streets of New York that might work. A little taxi die cut. I didn't actually need to take a taxi when I was there, but I saw them everywhere, and they're in some of my photos. Just some fun things here. And then because there is so much traffic there, I didn't actually see a scooter, but I have these two little things, and honestly, like, I don't know how else I would use these. And they're cute. So, I don't know. I pulled them, and I'm going to put them in there and just see if I can make them work. And then I have little cameras, and I have this little thing that says stop. I thought that might be good, like, for some subway, train, underground pictures I have. Again, I picked these because I know I have some bright photos. I thought this might work for some of the receipts, like put the receipt on a card and then put this at the top. Or you can even leave this part sticking out of the pocket, so it looks like you could pull it. Lots of options there. I had this random little acetate tree, and really when I was there, even though it was December, the weather was warmer there, and they still had yellowish leaves on a lot of the trees, so it was more like fall there still. And in particular, I have a picture of the courtyard at MoMA with bright yellow trees. I thought maybe I could make that work somehow. And then I want to use this little thing for one of my art stops. I don't know which one it's going to be. Boldness has genius and power and magic in it. So I'm not sure if this will be like for the Van Gogh that I saw, or for the new gallery with the woman in gold. I'm not sure, but I want to use it. So that's all that stuff. And then I have all these cards. So this is just one of the little pouches you get if you buy stuff from Studio Calico. So I put it all in there so I could keep them all together. And then what I do is I make a pile of 3x4 and a pile of 4x6. And these are a mix of just backgrounds and sayings and whatever. So like these cards, I had one particular set that was specific to New York. So they have lots of fun sayings on them. These are from In a Creative Bubble. So I knew that I wanted to include those. Always on the go in New York, that is true. And I think this was supposed to be like related to Central Park. I don't know. I didn't actually go really in the park this time. I was alongside of it at the new gallery because it's right on the east side, upper east side of the park. But I kind of walked through it to catch the train, but like not on the paths. I walked actually on the street. I think they call it the transverse road or transverse highway that goes like right through the middle. That's the only part where I walked this time. I love that. And I have a stamp set from Kelly Purkey that kind of will work with this. It has similar things in it. And another taxi. Bright Lights, Big City. That's definitely true. So you kind of can see this one I want to use for sure. Maybe after the pub because I was so full. I couldn't even finish my meal. Almost, but I couldn't quite do it. This one I'm not sure because I didn't actually go to the Statue of Liberty this time. I have no pictures of it. But it's quintessential New York, so I don't know if that'll happen or not. This is a Studio Calico card that I got sort of randomly, but it looked like subway numbers to me. So I think I'm going to try to work that in. And then this one I liked because it says yesterday, today, tomorrow, and I was gone 3 days. So I could write it as if it were Sunday, use it on one of my pages for Sunday and talk about what I was going to do that day, mention some things I did the day before, and then my plan for my last day. So I'm not sure if the colors are going to work. I don't like these really. They kind of match the hostel colors though, because it was yellow in there, but we'll see. And then these are more random. They're more about just general city stuff, but I like the skyline. That would certainly work. And then this kind of looks like it has an N and a Y here. So I thought that might work. In the city, just memos. These are some older cards. I think they're from Creative Memories. And so they do have the rounded edges, which does and doesn't bother me. If I'm going to use them though, I tend to round everything on that page just so it looks cohesive. But it's not that I'll let them sit there and not use them. Hello evening. I thought maybe I could use that for one of the nights I was out and about. I know I have some pictures that have bright pink, so I thought that little speech bubble with the pink might be nice. I saw lots of twinkly lights at night. This I thought maybe for the Monet room at MoMA, because it's kind of got that heathered look in the background, and it might match part of the painting. So this was just maybe, it might match my flight. My plane did have blue on it, not quite that blue, so I don't know. But I pulled it just in case. This one could definitely relate to New York, as does this one, Bright Lights in the Big City. This one just is like a flight board, arrivals and departures. So I thought that might work. Getaway. I tried to pick colors that would work too, that were just random backgrounds. Took a picture so it lasts longer. I have lots of yellow from MoMA, so that would probably work. Big City Adventure, Travelogue. Big City Lover, that's definitely me. Just some more bright colors. Weather, I had both. So I thought maybe at the end I could say like, oh yeah, I had one day that was sunny and then the other 2 days were cloudy. I liked this one because I mostly traveled alone for this trip, but I did meet up with a new friend, a scrappy friend that I have met online. We met up for part of Sunday, and I think there's some pink in some of those pictures. So this bright pink might work. I have to use that obviously because it's a subway map, and I have this one too. The colors are better on this one, but we'll see. Like this one because it's just a city grid. Exploring the city, definitely did that. Another geotag. This is just random where I could fill in the morning, and it has 2 options. I don't really like that green, so I'd probably go for that one. Go eat well. I definitely ate well. And Sunday night when I was with my friend, we went out and had Indian food, and part of it is kind of this color, the sauce on one of the dishes, so I might be able to use that. I thought maybe this for the first morning. Go see dude, not sure about that. Talks about the city, yes. Again, not sure if this will work with my plain pictures, but I pulled it. And then these were 2 cards I actually made myself from just paper I had and some washi and these little things. These little metal things say one way. And I thought, again, because of the heavy traffic in New York at all times and the constant movement on the subway, that maybe I could make those work. So those are my 3x4s. Almost done, guys. Now we're at 4x6s. And these are harder to come by. So a lot of these are much more random. Again, purple because of the puffs stage was in purple. So might be able to do something with that. This is sort of a graphic style, I think, and letters and numbers. And so I thought that might work for the subway. Not sure. This is an older one, so the corners are rounded. Again, just a generic one, life captured. I took a lot of photos. Now I didn't bring my DSLR because I didn't want to have to carry it so heavy. But I think it would still work. Don't be afraid to sparkle. I saw the light show at Saks. Very, very sparkly. Now there wasn't much red in it though. That's the problem. But there were some other Christmassy decorations that this might work. So I grabbed it. This, I think I saw a particular mural that everything around it was very gray, black and white. And then this super like high def high contrast colored mural was there. And so I thought maybe I can make this work. Just generic. Same here. I like this side better, but not sure. But I thought I could do something about morning or sunset. I don't know. Could do this for journaling. I just like the colors here. I thought like for my photos of the holiday fair that I went to, that might work. And then they also have this side. So I could go either way. Here I could do some journaling or put something on there if I want, or if I want to just cop out and just drop that in by itself, I could do that. Again, love the bright colors here because I know I took photos that had bright colors. These colors, pretty sure would work. And then this side definitely would because it's mostly gray, but it's kind of boring. So we'll see if I can work that one in there. And then this one I love, again, the bright colors. And I figured I could circle one of the days or put an asterisk or something, you know, by Saturday, Sunday, Monday, whichever day I'm using. So I like that. This is the other side, which is kind of boring. I like the color. This one just for journaling, you know, put something on the side. Generic. Oops. Thoughts. Again, I know I have photos that have pink in them, so I could use that for journaling. I just like this funky pattern, and it could go either way. This one, I just, again, like the pattern. And my coat that I was wearing that weekend is this color. So I know it would match some things if I'm in the photos. Same here. There's that color again. It's kind of a peacock teal color. I know I have pink, and I like plan to be surprised. That's kind of fun. This one's just speech bubble for journaling. I love this one. I think this is my favorite 4x6 card. And I got this totally at random. I put it in an order to Studio Calico and they sent some extra stuff with it that I didn't order. This was one of the cards. Like, do they have ESP or something that they know that I was just in New York? I don't know. But I love this. It will get used. And then I have some here that are specific. This was a digital kit that I bought as well. So these are very specific to New York. I'm sure all of those will get used. And I thought this was fun, so I could write out like my top 5 things that I did. I liked this one because of the gold here. I know this was from, or I'm pretty sure this was from A Beautiful Mess when they were still doing kits, but I thought the gold would work for probably some of the lights and stuff. And then I have this one that just says Hello December. This is from like a Christmassy type thing, obviously, but there were lots of Christmas decorations up everywhere in New York. So I thought maybe I could use that somehow. And then this one again, I liked it for the pattern, and I thought maybe I could use that with some Subway Art Deco-y type stuff. So those are all the cards that I have that I was planning to possibly use. So I will put all of those back in the Studio Calico pouch. And then all of these items, everything here, all the cards, all the embellishments, ephemera, and then all the other things I showed, the paper, the stickers, all of that will actually go into a 12x12 plastic kit box kind of thing that I have. It's not the big ones from Iris. It's an old thin one, and it actually is only about that deep, which would be perfect for this stuff. And it has a handle. So then if I'm going to a crop, I can just take everything with me that's for my New York trip, and I can work on it. So hopefully this gave you some ideas of how to gather things when you come back for a trip. You could also do it just for a regular album, things that you think might work with the photos you have. But hopefully it'll help you get a sense of like how you can organize and put everything together so that when you're ready to start working on an album, you have everything you need ready to go. So if you have any other tips that you do when you gather things for your projects, let me know. I'd love to hear them. Thanks for watching.